Okay, here we go. Gorkamirka movement, part 2, thrusting. Now, let's presume that everyone has moved their gas engine 6 inches straight forward, so they're all nicely lined up. Everyone moves slightly different. As I've said, I'm going to start with up here. If you don't declare what your movement range is, you move the maximum. Why wouldn't you want to move the maximum? Well, you might want to maneuver through terrain, but for thrusting, you have to roll. On the first roll, you can thrust as many times as you like in a turn until you fail. The first turn, you need to roll a 2 or more. The second thrust requires a 3 or more, and from then on, it's 4 or more. So, truckie number 1, not declaring, so it's maximum, have a roll. Didn't really want to fail on the first one. Roll on the thruster buster table. Now, that is a result of move forward a d6 inches. But I'm gonna waste time by getting the rules out because again, not prepared. La 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 la. So what we've got is a movement data sheet. Okay. Which has a thruster buster table and a result of 4 or more. You just move a random d6 forward. Can you see that? That's a result of 3. So truckie here moves 3 inches forward. 1, 2, 3. Nice and simple. This is a buggy. Buggy's going to move forward on a thrust and is successful. So buggy moves forward 6 inches. Now with the buggies, I like to measure from the wheel rather than the front because the wheels are more out to the side. Now the track's gonna fail to thrust and rolls a 5, so you're going to see that the same thing again, 5 inches, which is the track's maximum thrust anyway. Now bikes are special because bikes get 1 thrust for free, so they're free. Their first thrust is free, so bikey's going to move forward 6 inches, then rolls a 2. That's enough to move another 6 inches. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to bring them back, or rather I'm going to use these 2 models and I'm going to keep thrusting until we fail. So where are we? Okay, here we go. So the track's going to move. Track successfully thrusts. I'm going to say this is their first thrust. Don't know if this is sensible because you get the idea that how many times can you thrust? You can thrust a lot. Yeah, that hasn't worked at all because they're just being successful. All right. What are some of the things? I'm going to center this model. Maybe I'm going to stop it there. No, I'll keep going. What are some of the things that can happen? If you fail your thruster buster, you can, as we've seen, on a roll of 4 or more on the, show you, thruster buster table. There you go. So you can see we've rolled 4 or more. Move a d6 forward. 1, 2, and 3, some interesting things happen. I'm going to read it through here. Let's see if that focused. Okay. 1. Spin. Roll the scatter die to determine which area you're in. So you spin on the spot. Now when you spin on the spot, you've got to spin from the centre of the model. Okay. If you're using a big model, you've got a bigger area of spin. This can be important if you've got people outside or other vehicles. Do it that way. You spin that way, bang, you've had a collision. Deal with collisions later. All right, so that's spin. That's on a roller 1. On a roller 2, you move forward a d6 inches, a random, and then you spin. Okay. Number 3 is far more interesting because you spin first, then you move. And I say it's far more interesting because you're more likely to hit something if you spin first and then move. But it's all quite fun and amusing. Thanks for watching.